Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I am a spiritual medium and intuitive reader, and I've got a message today for Libra. Now, the way this works is I have asked my guides and spirit to send a message through the cards that will be helpful and deeply meaningful for you this week as you go on your spiritual journey. So if at any point during this video you feel compelled to like or comment, that would be great. It's always awesome to hear from you. And I really appreciate your support of this channel. I encourage you to subscribe so that we stay in touch every week and you get the information that you need to keep moving forward. So let's go straight to your reading. It's an interesting one, and it's something that I would expect to see more of like at the end of the year. So I feel like you're kind of wrapping up some kind of cycle, like something is coming to a nice ending, like a nice closure. So we've got the Six of Wands for the energy around you this week. Now, this is the energy of accomplishment and of recognition. So everyone kind of sees, you get some public recognition for your work. But it's funny because you're kind of over it. You've got the Judgment card, and when I drew them, they were like this. You're like, yeah, okay, I accomplished some stuff, but there's more to do. The Judgment card is looking at things clearly, and it's a much more powerful card, really, than the Six of Wands. And it has to do with discernment and clarity and being able to look back at the future and the past with a very clear vision. But the feeling of these two cards together is kind of like, yeah, I know I did it, but I've got more to do. Like, we're only at 6. I've got so much more to do. And so even though you're maybe receiving praise and there may be some benchmarks, you're not really wanting to acknowledge them because you recognize there's greater things that have to be done. However, the rest of this story, we've got the Four of Swords, we've got the Ace of Cups, so the Ace of Cups going to the Four of Swords, and the Six of Swords. This is saying not so fast. You're in such a hurry to move on, you're in such a hurry to get to the next stage, to see what comes next, that you're not really taking time to account for how much progress you've made with your self-love. So this Four of Wands, this Four of Swords is asking you to really meditate on that, to really take that inside. And apparently you don't want to do that because I almost dropped it. To really take that in, to really look at the ways, to really count the ways that you have increased in your self-love through the past. They're saying year. I wanted to say 6 months, but they're really saying year. So like I said, this is like an end of the year reading, and we are kind of starting to go into fall with September coming up this week. So there's just something about the timing of this. I just feel like we're at the end of the year already for you. So this is about really understanding the sacrifices you've made, the growth you've made, the changes that you have seen in your life because of the work you've done with your own self-love. And you're wanting to go so quickly to the next phase, but these cards are saying not yet. There's something about taking the time to recognize that for yourself that either is going to speed up the healing. Actually, they don't even want me to go there. They don't want me to say why this is important. They just want you to know that you need to do it. So really taking the time to meditate and possibly write things down to get something in a tangible form for you, and not necessarily to speak about it, to communicate to others about this, but to really understand again, how have I grown in self-love? How have I grown in compassion? And to make that the focus of your week. So you're right not to let this go to your head, but in a way, the guides are saying, you know what, it's okay. You can take this a little bit to your head because you have made some big strides in your relationship with yourself. And for a Libra, that is so important because we tend to externalize that need for relationship onto others rather than really cultivating that relationship inside with ourselves. We tend to think we have to always be focused on what's going on with the others. And now more is coming because of that, because you've taken time to really develop, cultivate, and value that relationship with yourself. You're ending a cycle where, oh my God, It's just really good. You're ending a cycle where the relationships really weren't working out so much. And because you've put in the time for self-love, you can expect to attract so much deeper, more authentic, real relationships because you've taken the time to nurture your self-love. You're now vibrating at self-love, and you can now attract a like vibration of self-love. So that means you can attract other people who have also decided to work on themselves, have also this self-love really strong within themselves, and they know they don't need a partner, just like you don't need a partner, but they've taken the time to develop themselves, and you're starting a new era of relationships. Um, I'm really speechless about this. Um, Partially because I'm just so happy about this, but you're starting a new era of relationships that come from your place of self-love, that come from the other's place of self-love, and they are entirely based on love, not need. When they're based on need, there's this push and pull with trying to make the other person into someone else or resenting them because they don't show up a certain way, or the connection really not lasting because you were both wanting something from each other, or you're both feeling incomplete without the other person, and then you may feel incomplete because they're there, but they're not feeling complete because of something else. And it just is all of this. Nothing sticks, nothing's lasting. But we're at the end of this cycle for you, the end of this era for you. And that's why it is so important for you to really take this in and really live it, really embody it, really be happy for it, and really own it, because what's coming is so different than what was in the past. And if you don't take this moment to see it, then either you're going to pass it by, or you're going to be bewildered when it's not. It's just like it's not going to flow. That's the easiest way I can put it. So it's really time to put this in your awareness. Put how much work you've done on your self-love in your awareness, because this is a new year. Right now, this is a new year for you, and I have no idea why. Some of it I think is because Libra season comes up at the end of September. So they're wanting this wrapped up before we get into your element, before the sun comes into Libra. So yeah, enjoy that awesome message. I really, like I said, I was speechless because it's so good. So, if you've got questions about that, please reach out below. If you're looking for a little bit deeper spiritual development or spiritual guidance, I do have some readings open this week, trueguidancetarot.com, or there's a link in the description below. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good one.